home learning for June the 22nd. This home learning then will continue to run even though we have access to Year 5s coming back to school now. So there will be 5 days home learning still, and the children who are in school will be able to do 2 days learning within the building and then can access some sort of form of those 5 days work at home. We've kept the two separate so they then work in that way rather than going between the two, home and school. Those of us who are staying at home can continue to use the 5 days worth of home learning that's on there for you. Okay, going to go through it then on the computer bit by bit as we normally do. Looking forward to telling you all about this week's learning.
Okay, let's go through the timetable for this week. This week I'm really excited to tell you that you're going to be looking at Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. So on the Monday for reading, we have got William Shakespeare comprehension questions. Now, if we have a look at that document, then you will find when you go into it, there are 3 different levels. And if you see here, the 1 star, this is the easiest text. And then the questions follow and answers for you. And then if you keep going, you'll find that 2 star is starts from middle ability, middle level, medium level for you to have a go at and the questions. And then 3 star at the bottom is the hardest, the hardest text, and then the questions that appropriately match that ability. So you can choose which one you actually take part in and have a go at this week. So that's Monday. Tuesday, we are going to ask you to read the summary of the Midsummer Night's Dream, a famous Shakespeare play, and enjoy the story. And there's also a musical modern version for you to watch to help you understand the very complex story that's involved in this play. Wednesday, we've given you the play script to have a read. How about reading it aloud? If you have some willing volunteers, family members to join in, maybe you can act it out. And then summarising the story into 5 main points. There are some plot cards also so you can sort into the correct order, so you can really understanding the story from beginning to end. On Thursday, there is a role on the wall for you to have a go at about Hermia. So based on what you've read about the character of Hermia, fill in the role on the wall for her. Friday, was it a perfect end to the story? Your decision, your judgment. Having read the story, do you agree it's a perfect end? Could you write a paragraph to explain your opinion? Maths then, Times Square Rock Stars, hit the button, I see maths, all continues. Spellings, we have got a new PowerPoint for you to look through and the tasks that follow as always. Converting nouns or verbs into adjectives using the suffix ful, full. Let's go down, look at those words. The words are boastful, faithful, doubtful, fearful, thankful, beautiful, pitiful, plentiful, fanciful, merciful. Maybe you could use an online dictionary if you're not sure of the meanings of some of those words before you learn how to spell them. That's our spelling. Writing, we're going to continue with the Shakespeare theme. There's a PowerPoint for you to read and have a look at why was he famous, and maybe you can use the internet to research about Shakespeare and his writings and make notes on what you find. So a bit of research time to understand the man when he lived, a bit like the biographies that we've looked at previously, a bit of research time on Shakespeare. Tuesday's writing, there's an animated version of Macbeth this time, so we'll look at Macbeth in our writing sessions. And then Wednesday, we have the witch's spell. So I'm going to show you a little bit of that now. Have a look at the clip yourselves. Why does the spell sound powerful? And then if you look at the vocabulary used, it's in the form of, could be put in the form of a poem. So there's a waggle for you to have a look at, and have a look at the poem that then is produced from the witches. Let's find it now for you. So, making it larger so we can see it. Here we go. Little taster for you.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone days and nights has 31 sweltered venom sleeping got. Boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, 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 and toil and trouble. Fire by burn and cauldron, bubble. Fill it.
Okay, we'll leave it there. So let's go back to then the timetable. And having read the Waggle on Wednesday and had a look at the clip, then Thursday and Friday, we'd like you to write your own version of the witch's poem. I really feel like going wah-ah-ah right now, so I had to. Figurative language can put into the poem. There's a planning sheet if you would like to use that. Editing it on the Friday, and go on, record them and send them to us. So we can have a look at you doing your witch's poem. We would love to see them. And then the afternoon sessions, we're going to follow a theme linked to our RE that we should be covering within lessons this summer term. And this is looking at the term sacred. What does sacred mean? So on the Monday, have a look at an online dictionary to find out what sacred means. What makes a sacred place? What places are sacred to you? Design or draw, if you've already got something in mind, a sacred place. Anything, anywhere. Doesn't necessarily need to be RE or religion based. It could be just a place that is sacred to you. And why is it sacred to you? Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to ask you to have a look at the virtual tours. Tuesday of a church and Wednesday of a mosque. There are a couple of tours there for you to look at. Note down what you see and what makes it a sacred place. And then you could create a poster about the church explaining the sacred features. And on Wednesday, then once you looked at the mosque as well, you can complete the comparison table to look at both the church and the mosque as a sacred place for the two religions. There's a PowerPoint on Thursday for you to look at through the features of the mosque, and then you could create a leaflet for a visitor who's going to the mosque to explain the sacred features that they may find in the mosque. Friday will give you some time to finish that leaflet off. Can't get it all done in one session, can you? Maybe you could photograph the leaflet and send it to your teachers, Oops. And then as you go on, French, we have got the months of the year for you to do with French this week. There's the clip to look at, the song, and then a snakes and ladders game on the Thursday. Tuesday PE, go make an outside active game. Can you make it so that both your arm muscles and your leg muscles are being exercised within the game that you decide to make up? Wednesday art, we've asked you to look at the church and mosque. Again, remember you've got the virtual tours to look at. Can you draw one of the sacred features yourself onto an A4 piece of paper? Can you use shading to show where the light is, creating shadows on from that object? And then French, we talked about the snake and ladders game. ICT on Friday, go on to Purple Mash under the ICT heading, choose one to have a go at. Remember to submit the work so that we can see what you've done. As always, Purple Mash there. And then there's the links there for you to have a look at for the activities we've put into the timetable. Okay, so we won't be creating our class videos. However, we really would like those people who are staying home to keep emailing your work in to us to show us what you've done, and we can still comment appropriately to that within our working week. Okay, so looking forward to seeing how you do with Shakespeare this week, Year 5. enjoy that and take care, and we will look at your results on our emails. Thank you, Year 5.